All right, I am back with another petty pop up, real heavy on the petty. I'm just here to state my petty opinion. Everything said in this video is alleged and, in my opinion, and used for educational and entertaining purposes. All right, my fellow petty betties, where y'all at? Get on in here. Y'all, I've been sick all week. I've been trying to recover. I said I was going to take a couple of days off and rest and it would get better. It actually got worse. But anyway, this is me soldiering on through it, y'all. So let's get on in here and talk about season 1, episode 5 of Charnita's World. All right, y'all. So we start off with some more beautiful aerial scenes. We already talked about the recap. That's way too long for me. You know, they show the little coming up scenes that's also need to be edited. That's too long. I'll be happy when they get to the little intro and they say, girls get money too. I'll be so happy for that little part. But anyway, as we see here, the executive producer of this show is Miss Melody Cherie. And we get some aerial shots of the church. We get to the church front. And then we get the family entering the church. Y'all, what did y'all think about that? When was the last time you saw a family worshiping on TV, right? So we get Jason and Charnita worshiping. Jason's mother was there. She had on this beautiful orange dress, y'all, and her little natural curls was popping. I said, come on through, mama. The children was so well behaved sitting there. It kind of brought me back to my time coming up when we would go to church on Sundays, and I would walk my sisters and brothers around the corner to the church, get them all settled in their Sunday school class, and then I would dip across the street and go buy some candy at the store. And you know, when I come back to Sunday school, I got everybody else Sunday school money because I done sold them the candy I done bought. So later on in the day, my mom would be like, "Where you get that money? Where you get all that money from?" I'm like, you gave it to me." She like, "I didn't give you that much. I know I didn't give you that much money. I know how much I gave you for Sunday school. You pulled one on. You trying to pull one on me." But anyway, y'all, that was me and my little devious self. But I enjoy seeing the family worshiping so much because that's something that we don't really get to see. I really would like to see more of this wholesome family on TV. So then we got to see the preacher preaching, and Jason was saying that, that the minister had hit on, a lot of points. And he was saying that, when you're elevating that, you're going to have all kinds of people drawn to you, and you have to see them for what they are, because that's nothing but the truth. Everybody can't go with you on your journey, no matter who it is, sister, brother. It's a lot of people that not going to be able to go. He also said that he is a big advocate of protection for your family. Like, that's very important as a male that's leading the family, and that he pushes that, to his kids. I said, wait a minute, what you say? Say that again, for the people in the back. I mean, this is a lot of what has been missing in our community. A lot of these men out here, they just do not know how to be men and what their whole function is in the family unit. So I really appreciated him saying that. I really enjoyed hearing him say those things. And then he said, we find out that Jason is actually the financial analyst of the church, that their church sits on 8.8 acres of land, and that they have wanted to expand their building, that they put in a plan like 2 years ago to expand so they could meet budget. They've been able to expand their building. So he's also working with the church, as far as their budgeting and financial business. So Jason is really good at the financial budgeting aspect. These are really good down home people who are giving back to their community, and it's really, really good to see. This was a really, really good scene for me. Okay. All right. So from this, we have Whitney Chanel, Jason and Charnita meet up with Jason's college roommate, Keji. They went to school together at Jackson State University. They were just meeting up, and Jason and Keji they broke off so that they could go and talk. They said they had some things they needed to talk about, and as we see them talking, Keji says that Jason was his roommate for all 4 years of college, but that he spent most of his time in Charnita's room. They were just reminiscing about their college days. They weren't really talking about much. I mean, this is a nice shot of the Hortons' home, and they show Jason and Keji, meeting up with his friend and talking about their old college days. That's all they was really talking about, y'all. Okay, so then we get to the green tea talk. We have Charnita with Sonetta, Sonetta, and LaDonna. LaDonna is also Charnita's wardrobe stylist. We've seen her in a couple scenes before. Sonetta, we haven't met. This is our first time meeting her. But, I was just like, okay, this is Sonetta Hawkins, but who is she? Like, what does she do? Like, is she a model slash, entrepreneur, or, you know what I mean? Just her being a green tea talk guest was not enough information for me. I needed to know who she is, why is she here, why is she talking to us. Okay. um LaDonna said that she was, an entrepreneur and mother of two. These are kind of like information. You have to give the listening audience some information so that they'll know who they're getting information from. You can't just put any old body, up there and just say this is a guess. So anyway, as they were talking, Charnita started asking them. She was like, when you're in your room and you're by yourself and your husband's getting on your nerves, I think that she was trying to ask them for their innermost feelings, that she wanted their honest opinion. But I mean, when she was saying all that about, when you're in your room, I was like, girl, what are you talking about? I don't be getting Charnita sometime, y'all. I was like, maybe she just didn't know how to phrase the question. But from my understanding, I think she was trying to ask them to be, to give her the innermost feelings. But anyway, she went on to ask them like who was the most supportive in the marriage. Um, I don't know if we got a bunch of jewels from them, but I couldn't understand when they started pressing the button. So LaDonna started pressing the button, and I was like, do y'all know what that means? Nobody explained. I didn't understand what was all the pressing of the button. Does pressing the button mean I want to talk, or I want to change the subject, or I want to say something about something? I didn't understand the pressing of the buttons. If y'all understand, y'all let me know, because I couldn't understand. Because a lot of times Charnita be with that Birmingham vernacular, and I be trying to catch up. Like, wait a minute, what she said? So anyway, y'all, I didn't really get it. They were just talking about marriage and relationships and who is more supportive, and anyway. So we got another episode of the Green Tea Talk. And I wanted to say Charnita be wearing them blonde bobs on it. And these earrings was banging. I say, ooh, them some pretty earrings Charnita had on. So in this episode, we are speaking with Miss Kyla Webster. Who is Kyla Webster? I don't know. What does she do for a living? Is she an entrepreneur? Is she a hostess? Is she a I don't have any idea who this woman is and why she's here, or while we're talking to her. You have to give the audience some information about who they're receiving this information from. But anyway, I like that they all had on all white. I guess it was kind of like the theme, for the guests to have all white on. I don't know, but anyway, it was cute. So Charnita is talking to Kyla Webster. Kyla Webster said that she's hood famous. People know her, and Shorty was like, okay, what does that mean? She was like, the locals, they know me. What does that mean that people know you? What does that do for you? I don't understand why people always say that. Like, people they know me. Like, what does that mean? What does that do for you? Anyway, um, so Sharnita asked Kyla what was the worst thing that ever happened to her in the hood. And she was like the worst. And Charnita started pressing the button. I was like, what is the pressing of the button? I don't get it, y'all. I just did not understand what they was doing with the button. So Kyla gave this bland answer. She was like, nothing ever happened to me. I can't think of anything that happened to me. She was like, things happen to other people. And so Charnita goes, well, look, I come from the hood, I've just had a recent issue where my child came home and told me that the kids didn't want to play with her because she's a black child. So she knows there's different things that go on with different places, different problems come from different environments, which we all understand, right? So then Kyla rethinks her answer and she says that the worst thing that she could think of was that older men used to try to talk to her. And she was like, older men used to try to talk to you? And she was like, yeah. Like she was 7 years old. I was like 7 years old and men trying to talk to you. Like, girl, what? And then she mentioned that her grandmother was married off at 12. And so Shanita asked her, well, did the men try to touch you? And she was like, most definitely. I was like, most definitely. She said it like it was the most natural thing in the world. I was like, girl, wait a minute now. What's going on here? So they continue the conversation and Kyla says, well, the hood had my back. You get what I'm saying? And Charnita said, no, I don't get what you're saying. I was like, thank you, Charnita, because I do not understand what this young lady is trying to say right now. And she's like, well, so let me explain it to you so you understand and all this, that, and other. So she went on to say that she was 9 years old and they had this big fight with like six people fighting at one time, all because she said yes or no. I was like, wait, so you think that's good? Like what are you saying? So she went on to say that from 9 to 12, she was raped every day by this guy, by him and his friends at knife point. And Shanita went to pressing the button again, like, wait a minute, what? And she was saying she fell in love with her rapist. And Shanita said, well, did you like it? And she said, yes, y'all. I almost fell out the chair. I was like, wait a minute, what? What are you talking about? Y'all, I just don't have no experience with this kind of mindset, y'all. It was way kind of out there for me. She said that she was 10 and a half and the boy was 16 years old. And the first time he raped her at knife point. And then she turned around and said that she fell in love with him, y'all. I don't know. I didn't heard about this what they call it. What kind of syndrome it is when you fall in love with your abuser child. I don't know. But anyway, I couldn't understand what Miss Kyla was talking about, y'all. If y'all got some insight, y'all give it to me because it was out of my experience. I didn't really understand where she was coming from. She's a beautiful girl, though. All of them young ladies were very good looking ladies. Look at that old pretty old chocolate black thing. She like old chocolate cupcake. But I just really couldn't understand her point of view, y'all. It's just outside of my experience. So I just said, okay, well, we're gonna leave that alone. Okay, so we move on to it looked like they was tailgating, y'all. You know how like you open up your truck and it's a big game and everybody be sitting out. Somebody open up a barbecue pit and you be sitting out waiting for the game to start. Like they was tailgating. And I said, well, maybe they going to a game. So we see Jason and Charnita here. And they was out socializing and stuff. And they showed like the field and stuff for JSU. And it did look like they was going to a game. But all of that was just like back shots for them to say that Jason played football during his college days and that he almost died due to a hazing incident. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's what they wanted to tell us, And don't you hate when somebody put their big face in your shot? That's what this looked like to me. Get your big face out the way. But anyway, that's all they really said. Like Keji got up and said that, when he found out about it, that he got up and he went to the hospital and that he didn't like what he saw when he got there because Jason works out every day and to see him in that condition, they didn't, it was bad. So, but they never really clarified what type of incident happened or what exactly happened. We know those of us who have been to college know that it's a lot of drinking that goes involved when there's a rush and people are going over when they're pledging these different fraternities and sororities. So maybe it was some alcohol involved, but I would just be guessing. I could never say exactly what happened because they did not say it. Okay, y'all. So the next thing we get, Charnita said that Jason was going to treat her to her own private show. I said, okay, your own private show. Say, do we need to be here? Okay. So then we get that going in the room, y'all, with that goofy self, giggling and laughing. Jason took his shirt off. I was like, okay, what's going on here? What kind of show is this? What kind of show is this turning out to be? So then the kids come busting in. I was like, yeah, I knew it had to be something like that. So the kids came busting in. And Jason went all embarrassed, would try to go hide and put his shirt back on because his little boy was saying, what you was doing? I seen you. What you was doing? Look, Jason didn't even know how to answer the little boy. He was like, what you saw? What you saw? So anyway, yeah, kids mess up everything, y'all. But anyway, that's all we got for this episode, y'all. It wasn't a whole lot jumping off. That's all we really saw. I was glad to see the family going to church. That was the main thing. I really enjoyed seeing that. So anyway, they came, y'all, with some scenes from next week. They showed every next week scene they ever had. But the ones that I really paid attention to was the mom. The mom is very articulate. She was talking about her cancer journey, and it seems like she is having another bout with breast cancer that she is going to be discussing, which I thought was really good to share with people because it's so common in our community. And then Charnita gets pulled over by the police. Yeah, did y'all hear Charnita saying, can I call my man? I was like, girl, what? Girl, what is you talking about? I was like, Charnita, are you kidding? You got to be joking, right? So anyway, y'all, that's it for the episode. What did y'all think of the episode? I enjoyed this little show. Y'all get down in the comments. Let's talk about it. I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions. Thank you guys for watching, and until the next time, peace.